So hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss our next problem on linked list. This is again a Leetcode problem, and the difficulty level of the problem is medium one. Okay, so now we'll move on to the problem statement. That what does it say? So the problem says that given the head of a sorted linked list, delete all nodes that have duplicate numbers, leaving only distinct numbers from the original list. Return the linked list sorted as well. That means what you have to do is that you will be given a sorted linked list, and you have to delete all the nodes which occur more than one, right? For example, if you see that you have 1 2 3 3 4 4 5 as your input list, then what you have to do is that you have to delete all the nodes which have occurred more than one time, right? So here if you see that 3 has occurred 2 times, 4 has occurred 2 times, then you have to delete these two, and the resulting list will be 1 to 5, right? So the answer will be 1 to 5. Okay, so now we'll move on to the approach for this problem. So if you see that we will be solving the problem in these 4 steps. So first we will see some examples, right? Then we will understand the basic approach with the help of examples only. Then after we have gone through the basic approach, we will also see that what are the corner cases that we need to take care of it, right? And then finally we will discuss that what exactly the code is to solve this problem. Okay, so let us get started with the first point. So if you see here, we have to see some examples, right? So one example that I'm going to take is, let us say our linked list is like this: 1 2 3 3, then you have 4 4, and then you have 5. Okay, so this is the one example. If you see that how we are going to approach this problem, so first what we will do is we will take 2 pointers. Okay, one will be previous, say P, and another will be current, let us see, say C. Okay, so initially P will be pointing to null, right? And C will be pointing to head, right? So here P is pointing to null, that means it is pointing to nowhere. Then C is pointing to the current head of the linked list. Now what we will do is that we will iterate, or we will traverse the linked list using this C and P pointers. Okay, so what I will do is that I will compare if C val is equals to C next val. That means basically I'm saying that you compare the value of this node and also the next node. If both are different, then what we have to do is that we have to move ahead in the linked list. So what I will do is that now the C will point here, okay, and now P will point here. Okay, P will point here, right? Again I will do the same comparison. Then I find that 2 and 3 are different. Again I will increment the P, C to here, and I will again increment and bring back the P to here, right? Now P is here and C is here. Okay, so let me use the eraser for this so that it will be easy to see. Okay, so now no need of these. Fine. So yeah, okay, so now again I will compare this node. So the value of this node is 3 and the next node is also 3, right? So both are equal. Now when both are equal, then what I am going to do is that now I will find the last occurrence of the node with the value 3. That means, see, I have to delete all these nodes, right? Okay, what we have to do in order to delete both of the 3 is that we have to change this link to this link. In order to do that, I have to somehow reach to this node, right? Okay, so how we are going to do that? Once we have spotted the node in which the value of the current node and the value of the next node is the same, then we will be using the while loop, and using the while loop I will move the current pointer. So now once I reach here, again I will compare the current node and the next node. Then I find that the value of the current node is 3 and the next node is also 3, so both are same. Now what I have to do when both the values are same, now see that 3 has more than one time, right? So we have to delete all the occurrences of the 3 in the list, and we know that the list is sorted, so all the 3 will come consecutively, right? So what we have to do is that we have to delete this threes, right? Two nodes. So how to do that? So to delete these two nodes, what I have to do, I have to make some changes to the links. So first change that I have to make is that this 2 should be pointed to directly to 4. Now in order to do that, what we have to do first is that somehow I should reach this node, right? So to reach this node, to reach this node, okay, so do note that this node is nothing but this is the last occurrence of the value 3 in the list. Okay, so basically once we see the two nodes which have the same value, then from there we have to use the while loop and we have to reach to the node which will be the last occurrence of that particular value, right? So here the last occurrence of the 3 is at this node, so using the while loop I will reach here. Okay, so now the C is pointing to here. Once I reach at this position, what I have to make changes is that I have to make changes something like this: P next is equals to C. Okay, so do note that I am using two while loop here. One while loop is to iterate through the whole list, and the second while loop is to find the last occurrence of some particular duplicate values, right? Okay, so here I have deleted both the threes. Okay, now if you see, then my updated list will become something like my updated list will become now 1 2. Note the C is pointing here, right? Once I have deleted, but I want that now C should go here so that I can resume my iteration. Okay, so for that I will just have to make C is equals to P star next, right? What it will lead? It will lead to do this. Now I have my P here as always, and now I have C here. Again I will check this condition. This is same, right? Again both these nodes are same. Again I will use the second while loop and I will reach to the last occurrence of the 4. Then I reach here. Again I will delete all these nodes and I will add this node. Again I will do the same stuff right here. After doing this I get the following following list. Again my C will be pointing here and still the P will be pointing here. Now if you do note that the C dot C arrow next is null, this means that I have came to the last node of the list. Then in that case I just have to return the the head value. Okay, so I hope you have understood the basic approach. So this approach is the general one right now. So if you see, what we have done is that we have understood the basic approach, okay, using the examples. Now I'm going to cover some corner cases. Okay, so see what are some corner cases. So do note that one of the condition can be, so I am doing the third step, I hope. Okay, so one can be, let us say it is I have 3 ones, then again 2 times 2, and finally I have 3, right? So the answer for this should be only 3, right? So I should get a head which is pointing to 3. Okay, fine. Now again we will start using 2 pointers. Okay, so I will start using 2 pointers. So P will point here and C will point here. If you do note that these 2 nodes have the same values, then I will use my second while loop. I will iterate the list such that I reach at the last occurrence of the value 1. So using the second while loop I will reach here somehow. Okay, once I reach here, then I check, right? If P is equals to null, that means in that case like we have to delete the node from the starting of the list only, right? If you see here, then what we're doing here is like we are deleting the nodes from the starting only, right? So in that case, if P is equals to null, then what we have to do is that we have to just update the head as C dot next and then C as head. So by doing this, what you will get is something like this. So now my C will point here. Now my C will point to here and head will also point to here, right? So if you do note, then our new list will be something like this. So our new list will be something like this, 2 2 3, right? And now head is pointing to this, P is again still pointing to null, and C is pointing here. If you see again, we have duplicate, right? Again we will move our C pointer to the last occurrence of the 2. Once I reach the last occurrence of the 2, then again I will check if P is equals to null, right? If it is equal to null, then that means that we have to delete some nodes from the starting of the list only, right? Then in that case, if you see here, again we have to write the same code here, right? I mean, you just have to change the head value again. This is the same thing that we have done earlier, and I have to update the CS head, right? Once you do that, then our updated list will be, so here my head is pointing, here my P is still pointing to null, and C is here. Now again, if you see that C dot next is equals to null, then I have to just return it, right? Fine. Or you can just increment the C to null and bring P here, right? In that case, you can just check that if C is equals to null, then you have to return the head, right? Fine. So I hope you have understood the approach as well as the corner cases. Now we will move on to the coding part, right? Okay, so moving on to the coding part. So if you see here, I have two pointers P and C here. Okay, now I am using the outer while loop while C is not equals to null, right? When C will become null, that means we have came to an end of our linked list, and hence we have to return our head, right? Now I have to check whether C dot next is not equals to null, and the two values of the nodes are equal or not. So first I am checking the value of the current node, whether the value of the current node is equal to the value of the next node or not, right? Once we have checked that, if both of these conditions is satisfied, that means we have find a duplicate element, right? Then we have to use this inner while loop here in line number 26. I am using our next while loop. Why I am using our next while loop? Because with the help of this while loop, we want to reach out to the last occurrence of the element, right? So again, these are the some conditions that I have checked in order to move on to the last occurrence of the node. I hope that you will be able to figure it out by yourself. Okay, now once I came to the last node or last occurrence of the particular element or particular node, then I have to check whether P is equals to null or not. That means when P is equals to null, then in that case what we have to do is that we have to delete our duplicate nodes from the starting of the linked list only. In that case, we have to update the head value, right? Now again I am checking if C is C next is equals to null. In that case, we have to assign head equals to null, and then you just have to return head. This condition I have checked because suppose you have an example, one more example, like if you see here, where all the elements are duplicates, right? So I have 1 1 1 2 2, so the output for this should be null value, right? So here I have checked whether C arrow next is equals to null or not. If it is equal to null, that means we have empty string, empty list, right? So head should point to null, and we have to just return the head. Else P is equals to null, but C arrow next is not equals to null. That means we have to just delete some nodes from the starting, right? If you see here, this condition I am checking for this case, right? Okay, so in that case I have to update the head value, and then I have to update the C value as well. Now if P is not equals to null, that means we are dealing with the general case, and I have to make these changes as I have discussed in the approach section only. Okay, and otherwise you just have to traverse the linked list in general. Okay, and finally you will come out of the while loop and you just have to return the head. So this was a basic approach that how to solve the problem. I hope you have understood it completely. If you have understood it, then please do like, share and subscribe the channel. So thank you and have a nice day.